Okay, I'm working on a model, and this is the scale I'll be using. To get that, this is what in a real life will be 10 to 11 inches in length, 10 inches in depth, and 4 inches wide. And the spade itself is original. This one is pretty weared out. It's missing almost half an inch there and 3/4 of an inch here. It's original is 10 and 3/4, 4.5. Okay, so this is what was cut with those spade. Okay, this is my gauge for the model, and so I can scale those one in the model. I need to take a measurement of the post outside in the barn, so I made this jig there, and I will use that this summer also to measure the posts in the marsh. Those are the 10 posts that I salvaged last year and the year before. And notice that bark is still on it, very smooth, no abrasion, and the little branch sticking out. So this was under the ground. It's very smooth until this surface right here. It took me a while to figure out this one. Then I look at the picture I took in the winter, and there it is. The ice protect a big portion of the exposed post, but the tip of the post, it's all cracked. It's in the wind all the time in the weather, and this is why it's so much eroded on that section. Same thing, this one very smooth, and the erosion started about here, the abrasion. This one still has bark on it. So I took my gauge and I made measurement of those posts. The length, an example, 9 feet and 11 inches. The diameter at the base and at the end. So it showed that the tree was put the head down. And the point length, it varies. And also how many phase to make a point. This one is a 4-phase, and this one 8 phases. So the way they sharpen the end, it depends of the person. So this is a 4-phase. This is 6-phase. This one. Okay. So we get the length and the diameter at each end, the length of the point, which is included in the total length, and how many phase for the point. And I can go back inside now and make my model to scale using this information. Now I do not know the total length of one post, because the posts seem to be all 9 feet, 10 feet. So were they 12 feet long? And this was exposed, and this over time broke apart. I do not know if they were 12 feet long or 10 feet long, or it probably depends how soft the ground was, how deep they were able to go. And on the old picture, they seem to be pretty even. Sometimes they stick up a little bit, but they seem to be pretty even. That's what I did today. On the ground, when there is a post wall, it seemed to be that they first dug out a small trench. There is a buffer zone, and then the line of posts for the outside limit, and branch were placed against it. Then, when the crew came to do the inside channel, they will first lay against that the sod vertical to create an edge to hold the inside filling. They could be one or two layer on each side before the filling was put inside on the flat. On the flat, 4 inches thick, and if there was a depression that needed many layers, each one will be reinforced with branches in between. This is French Causeway, and also in our example at Danks Point. And this is the first layer at Monash Point. The piece of sod seems to be a bit longer. After Dorian storm, the sand in a section of the channel washed off and exposed the trace in the clay of where the pieces of sod were cut off. More branches on top, and then come the nicely cut block of 11 inches, 4 inches width, and 10 inches depth are placed against each other to form the pargmong or parma. Apply from the center line, they go against each other toward the edge. So it's very even. And the curve is achieved putting more filler underneath or more branches underneath. You have your dike, not for the cattle, not for horses, because they'll be all damaged and it needs to repair. So this edge there will be used for the cattle, and most likely those posts will be removed. Don't need that. And this is the inland channel, and this is the channel that bring the different puddle to the inland, which eventually will cross underneath here and to through an abuato. So this is what figure out after taking many picture of many state of dike being eroded and exposed. And this is your dike road in Baie-Verte, similar as Monash Point and similar as Danks Point to Moses Point. This short section is at Danks Point, and it shows all the layers to build one like this. So that piece was behind me, and this is what's left of the road, which was probably like this before it got eroded. The inside channel is full of sand, and the buffer zone on the shore side is totally gone. Now it's a beach. So as a result, the posts are very unstable. Of all this earthwork, there's only a very small section left near Danks Point that show all the feature from the buffer zone, the post, the dike, and the inland channel, pretty much untouched by time. And elsewhere, it's every part of it, every layers of it visible, and it's amazing, amazing to be able to use such a long-lasting work with just piece of sod. I built 2 years ago a small dike, and when Dorian came, the peat moss just float away. Even if they were contained by posts on each side, when the water rises enough, they simply float away. And yes, peat moss float. So my solution was to put many little tiny branches after when I did the repair, and I tried to prove or show that this was probably done too by sticking in the work many branches to hold it in place as one unit. Okay, that's the research so far, and I have them all in the basement in progress.